Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle one of those check engine lights that just drives Dodge owners crazy. Yep, I'm talking about the dreaded P0456 error code. So there it is. Your dashboard's all lit up, you plug in your trusty scanner, and it flashes P0456. Well, don't worry, you are in exactly the right place. We are going to walk through what this code really means, and more importantly, how you can fix it.
Okay, let's get right into it. So what in the world does P0456 actually mean? To put it simply, your car's brain, its main computer, has detected a very small leak somewhere in what's called the evaporative emissions system. You'll probably hear people call it the EVAP system for short. Now, it's really important to get this. This system isn't about making your engine run better. Nope, it's all about protecting the environment. See, it grabs all those gasoline vapors from your fuel tank, and instead of just letting them escape into the air, it recycles them, sends them right back into the engine to get burned up. A leak just means it's not doing its job. So, before we get our hands dirty, let's look at the usual suspects. The cause could be something ridiculously simple, like a loose gas cap, or it could be something a bit more involved, like a bad pump. We're going to go through these logically, starting with the easiest stuff first.
All right, let's kick things off with what is, by far, the most common reason for this code. And lucky for us, it's also the easiest fix. It all starts with your gas cap.
Now, the key here isn't just tightening it. You gotta actually look at the cap. Pop it off and check out that rubber seal on the inside. Does it look all cracked and brittle? Is it damaged? If it looks okay, great. Screw it back on and listen for those clicks. You want to hear it click a few times. That's how you know it's got a good seal. You'd be amazed how often this simple little thing is the entire problem.
And hey, here is a super important pro tip. If it turns out you do need a new cap, please don't just grab the cheapest one you can find. Those aftermarket ones, they often just don't seal right. The rubber might be a lower quality or the threads just aren't perfect. Stick with an original OEM part from the manufacturer. Trust me, it'll save you a headache.
Okay, so what if the gas cap was fine? You cleared the code, but it just came right back. Well, now it's time to pop the hood. Let's move on to the next set of common culprits, the system's valves and hoses.
So under the hood, you're going to be looking for a little part called the purge valve. It's a small solenoid, and you'll know it's the right thing because it'll have two hoses attached to it and a little wiring harness plugged right in.
You don't need any special tools for this first check. Just use your eyes. Are those hoses pushed on all the way? Do they look kind of cracked or brittle? Is that electrical connection clicked in nice and snug? A loose connection right here is a totally possible cause.
All right, our next stop is going to take us underneath the car, usually somewhere near the fuel tank. This is where you'll find the charcoal canister, another key player in the EVAP system. And just like before, you're giving it a good visual inspection, looking for any obvious cracks or damage on the hoses connected to it. Now here's something really interesting. On a lot of Dodge models, there's a specific part attached to this canister, and it is a notoriously common failure point. This little leak detector can actually go bad and lie to the computer, telling it there's a leak when the system is sealed up perfectly tight. So if you've checked everything else, this part should be high on your list. Okay, so you've checked the cap, you've looked at the valves, you've inspected the canister, but that pesky light is still on. This probably means we're on the hunt for a very small, very well-hidden leak somewhere in the system.
You've got these plastic and rubber hoses that kind of snake their way all the way from the fuel tank, past that canister, and clear up to the purge valve in the engine bay. A teeny tiny hairline crack in any one of them, that's all it takes to trigger that P0456 code.
And this is where things can get a little tricky, right? At home, your best shot is to really, really carefully trace every single inch of those hoses, looking for the tiniest little flaw. But a mechanic? Oh, they've got a secret weapon. It's called a smoke machine. It's awesome. They basically pump a harmless smoke into the whole EVAP system, and they just watch. Wherever that smoke starts puffing out, boom, that's your leak. It's pretty much a foolproof way to find even the smallest crack. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. My truck runs perfectly fine. Why should I even bother with all this? And you know what? That's a fair question. It's true. Unlike a lot of other error codes, P0456 usually has absolutely zero effect on how your vehicle performs. Your engine will run just fine, your gas mileage will be the same, everything will feel totally normal. The only symptom is that annoying light on your dash. But here's the bottom line. Ignoring it means your vehicle is polluting, releasing fuel vapors straight into the atmosphere. And maybe more importantly for a lot of drivers, you will absolutely not pass an emissions test or a state inspection with this light on.
So yeah, fixing it is pretty essential. So look, before you jump online and start ordering a bunch of parts or, pick up the phone to call your mechanic, just do yourself a favor. Go out to your Dodge and give that gas cap a check. Tighten it till it clicks. You might just discover that sometimes the most complex sounding problems have the absolute simplest solutions. Could your 60-second fix be just a few clicks away?